Welcome back. So in this episode, in the previous episode, we added this nice table. Okay. So in today's episode, I'm just going to work on about three things. We have to move a little bit faster. So first of all, I'm just going to work on our navbar to look somehow close to what we want. So it should look something like this. Okay, we're just going to work, and then we also work on the dark mode. Okay, so want to see this dark mode. Okay, so we are going to work on to these three things: the navbar, dark mode, and then I think we can also work on responsive, something like this. When you click and this disappears. Okay, so let's dive in and start. So the first thing is the navbar. I'm just going to head to my navbar. It is in here, nav. Okay, so if you remember, the first thing I've added is this padding right, okay, of 20 rem, and this is because when we don't have it here, because this is fixed. Okay, if I remove this is what we had before. Okay, these icons disappearing from this side, because when you have position fixed, it is out of the flow. It is no longer just governed by the width and height of this other we gave from the layout. It is now out of the flow. Okay, so we can just fix that by just putting some padding right. Okay, and then we can just keep on looking at it, then we'll control it even responsive. Okay, so right now, preliminarily, we have this button, and then we have these three icons, and these are like the three icons we need. Only that we have to modify this icon. Okay, we have to modify this icon to have this notification for the messages we have, and then we have to add also this. So the first thing is to add this, and I'm just going to get this from Flowby. Just go here, search for the badge. Okay, just search in for the badge. Okay, just search for the badge, and then on the badges, if you click on the badges, you should be brought on the page. While you look at the badges, you have all sorts of badges. The one we want is a notification badge, so just get this one, which has an icon and it has this number here. Okay, so just copy this badge for now. Okay, just copy this badge. I'm just going to look for where we have the notification, where we have the bear here. So let me just add this. Okay, so remove the SVG, replace it with the bear. So we have this bear. So just, what did I do? Control Z. Okay, just simply copy this icon, Control C. Just go and remove this SVG, just like this. Okay, just save. One thing we have to do again is replacing all these classes. Okay, just select the class, Control F, Control H, and done. So let's just go and see if this changes. So also just take off this one. We want just to look at how it looks right now, and then we'll modify it. Okay, so this is how it looks like right now. So first of all, if you just look at this one, let me just put it very near. Okay, if you just look at this one, it has no background. So the first thing you're going to do is taking off the background from the button. So where we have this background BG this, we can just instead say background maybe transparent. Okay, you can just have like background transparent. I don't know if that is spelling, guys. BG transparent. Even on hover, there is, in fact, just remove the hover. Then we have this focus, ring, dark. Even the dark want it like even in the dark is not going to change. Even dark hover, just remove these things. Then focus, even on focus we don't want to do anything. Let's first see right now. Okay, so right now it's just like, yep. So we have this whole thing, that focus thing going on. Just remove this focus ring. Okay, so have that, and we should now be okay. Let's refresh. Okay, and that one needs like to put slightly, and we have to increase about our header. Let me just slightly increase this to, okay, maybe you just add padding instead. I just see padding. If we just add padding to 8, does it change something? It is still loading, just a second. Let's just see the padding of 8, what it will do. Okay, so just increase the height. So the next height is, I think, 20. Okay, let's check 20 and see. Okay, so that is great. So now the icon, also you have to shift it, this 20, you have to shift it to this side or on the left, and we can just quickly look at that position absolute. So later on, this one is for the screen readers. So you have position absolute, inline flex. Now if you just go to this 20, if you look at width and height, border, now it is just, things is just on this top. Okay, so we have top of 2. So if you just look at the top is okay, but then this, okay, this end I think is what we need to change. So if I just change, first of all, even the top, if I just change the top to 1 to -1, let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see it has just come down. Okay, so, and if I just remove this and I put +2, let's see. Okay, so you can see where it is right now. Let's just say 4. What happens? Okay, so moving. So I just want to put 8 and 8. Where does it go? It's so much. Just try 6. Okay, so that is much better. Then it has this, it has no border, so let's first remove that border. So we have this border white. Okay, just remove this border. Okay, the BG is okay, red. Okay, so you have now the icon. Maybe we just bring it to top 0. Where is it? So here, if you say top 0, let's just see. Okay, I think I'm just like much better, or looking so close to this. Yep. So the icon has the they have this color like greenish, the green color. Okay, so you can just go ahead and give our icons. So all the icons, okay, we could just give the icons maybe here. Let's just say text green 600, and I see. if this is going to change all the icons except one. Okay, this one, the text green. I'm just going to change this. Go to this bar and you can say class name. Okay, and this we could just like control this. We give it to the actual icon. This would be much better, I guess. So you can just give also to the user, just give class name. Okay, so that's great. We have these icons now working and looking great compared to this. Now we have, of course, this one. We have to make, if someone is logged in, we can show their image here. If they don't have the image, if the image is not present, then we show this. Okay, we show the first initial of their letter here instead of the image. So I will have to have the image. Do I have the image here? I just need to work on that right now. So here I'm just going to get an image. Where can I get the image quickly? Just check in my images. Just going to grab one quick image. Do I have a quick image here? Oh, looks like I don't have like a straight image of me. Okay, let me just use this one. I'm just going to go here in the public. So just simply go in the public, reveal in public here, public. I'm just going to name this one profile, profile, as simple as that. So this has width of 200, height of 200. Okay, that's not just going to work perfectly. So while we have the user here, instead I'm just going to use an image. Okay, so I can just use image from next image. Okay, and then I can give it width and height. So just say width 200 and height of 200, and then give it a class name, and here you can give it width maybe of 8 and height of 8. Okay, rounded, you can just say rounded full. Okay, let's just go ahead and put two things, the source, and let's also just put also the alt. So you could just say this is user profile, and then you're just going to put the image. You can just say this, and then you can just say profile, start with a slash, profile.jpg, just like that. Let's see if we have any success here. Just wait for a second, wait for it and see. Okay, so we have the image there. That's great. You can just go ahead and increase or put any image of your choice. So we have successfully these three things here. I feel like ours have maybe less space, and yeah, that is okay. The space is okay. So you have these three icons. The first thing I'm just going to do is putting the drop down. So you can see if you click on this, has a drop down. If you click on this, also has a drop down. Okay, so let me just go ahead and add shard. So I'm just going to quickly add shard. And now sometimes shard can be too much, but we are going to use many of it. So just first go to installation, go to shard UI, just type in the in the browser, type shard. Okay, and just click on installation. Okay, just go to ui.shadcn.com, just click on installation, and then you can just click on Next.js. Okay, and then here we have to init, so you have to init the CLI here. Just copy this command for the npm. Okay, just open this, create a new one. I'm just going to paste the command. Okay, so npx shadcn ui at latest init. So that is the command you run to initialize shadcn. It is going to ask us so many questions, but just go through them in a second. Okay, just wait and see. Meanwhile, so it is going to do this. I'm just going to duplicate this page and just go to components, so that we look at the components we want so far. So the components we want is the one we want is the drop down. So you can just go on the drop down menu. So I want something like this. When someone clicks, okay, it just opens up, and this one can open up depending on which space. So you see, we want something like this. When someone opens, we have this kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, that's what we want. Let's just go back here, and this is, I think, totally dependent on internet. Okay, right now my internet is somehow bad. Let me just wait a minute. If it doesn't, I will just pause, first install, then I come back. Okay, so what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to fast forward this, or I'm just going to fast pause. I install shard. When the shard installs, then I will just go ahead and just continue, just avoid redundancy and wastage of time. Okay, so I'm just back here on the installation. So the first one would like to use TypeScript. No. Which style would you like to use? Default. Which color would you like to use as a base color? I've chosen slate. Where is your global CSS file? Now this is where things starts getting nice. Instead of app global.css, we have ours in the styles. Okay, then main.css. So you can just write here. You can say styles. Okay, we can just say styles, and then in the styles we have main.scss, just like that. Okay, so would you like to use CSS variables? You say yes. Where is your tailwind config? Just enter. Configure the import, just enter. Configure the import alias, just enter. Are you using, you say yes. Write configuration to component, yes. So here you can just say, you can type in y, okay, for yes, and then it will start installing the dependencies. Okay, yep. So as it is installing the dependencies, then we can just go ahead and start bringing in these things. Okay, I'm just going to leave it here so that if it finishes, we see it. So if we finish that, we need to bring in something like this. If you check the code, all of it is here. We're just going to use it in a second. Okay, so the preview here, this one is the preview. Then you go to the installation. So we'll just do the installation just like that. We'll do the installation. Okay, let's just go back and see it is installing dependencies. Okay, let's move on. So it has installed. So if you just check up here, we have all these questions. We have success, project installation complete. Okay, so the installation was complete. So let's just go back and bring in this component we want to use. Okay, so we want to use this component here, so we can just go ahead and bring it in. The first thing is also to install it, so copy this npm. Okay, just copy this and just go down here on the terminal, just install just like that npm this. So meanwhile, we just go to the usage, and this is how we are going to use it. Okay, now we could just go to the other extensive one, this one, which has a lot of stuff. Okay, and it has even this more stuff, like you can have even like a drop down within a drop down, which I think is so nice. Okay, so just go to this, you can just go to the code. Now if you want to get all those icons, okay, so this is the icon, then this is the code here. But I think this can be like overwhelming to bring all this in. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is we can just bring in this small one, the one they put here, where we have the drop down item, blah blah, like that. So just going to use this this one. Let's check if it is still installing. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, so copy this. Okay, just go to this here in the navbar. So just going to import all this on top here, so import this. Okay, the next is the usage, so copy these ones or this. Okay, just go to where we want to use it. Want to use it first is on the image, so down here just going to paste this. Okay, just cut this button for the image just like that, and then paste it where we have the trigger. So you can see we always have a trigger, and then we also have this, the label, the menu separator, then the item. So we have these items here, and then we have this label, and then we have the trigger. So on the trigger we just put this the button. Okay, just going to save. Okay, so we have the drop down, which has this drop down trigger, and then in the trigger is where we put this image, because it's just going to be triggering when you click. Then when it opens, it has this this one here, and then it can have all these things here. Okay, so that is good. Let's first check if the installation is still going on. Okay, so you can see here, done. I think everything is now okay. I'm just going to drop it again down, scroll up here. Let's go in the browser and check. Okay, so you just click on this. Okay, so you see click, and then we have this nicely showing up here. This is great. So what we're just going to do, we want the one, of course, which are like this. We want the ones which has the icons, like the one in the preview. So if you just check in the preview here, it has, they have icons. So we need something like this. Okay, so just go in the code. The only thing you just need to just sit down. You see we have the same things. We have even the group. Okay, we don't need a group. I think our stuff is really small, we don't need a group. If I just move here, go back to the preview, for a second and click. So the group is, I guess you can just group them, but yes, this separator is, I think, enough. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on the code. Okay, and then let's scroll down. They have also the button. We are not going to use their button component. We are using just the regular buttons. Okay, so you can see they have here the button that is going to open, and then they have here the as a trigger, then they have the drop down content. Then in the content they have this my account, then down they have a separator, and then they have this drop down item, and then you can see that in the item they have this drop down item where they have these three things. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, and so where we have like this profile, this you can just put two things like an icon, and then you can also put this. Now for now, let's check what we want to put for our case. So when you click on this, what shows up is dashboard, edit, profile, and logout. Three things. Dashboard, edit, profile, and logout. So I'm just going to say the first one is dashboard. Okay, just copy this. The second one is edit profile. So here we have edit profile, and then the last one is logout. So the last one is logout. I'm just going to remove this subscription. We don't need this. Okay, so we have our three things. Then just put icons. We already have Lucid icons, so I'm just going to open the Lucid icons. Lucid. So we already have the icons installed. We just simply need to put them. Okay. My internet today is just like in a really slow mode, so just go and check for the, I think it is called layout. Okay, so you can just get any of these ones. Layout dashboard, so just say layout dashboard. So here just say layout dashboard. So the another one is edit profile. If we look at the icon, we just look at the icon, it's just like this setting, the gear icon. So we just go and get the gear, and if it is gear, okay, these settings. Okay, you can just get these settings. So here I'm just going to put settings, and then down here the last one is logout. If we just also put logout, do we have logout? We have this one though. Let me just see the one we have here. Yeah, it looks like that. Let's just have this one, logout. So we can just come here and we say logout. Okay, so that is great. Now let's look at how this one looks like on the actual UI just here. So we have dashboard, this. Okay, now what we can also do is, I guess, give more padding. Okay, let's see if we can modify this, give more padding. So we have the trigger. Then we have this drop down content. You don't know if it takes in a class name. If I just go ahead and I say px, okay, of 8, you know what happens. Okay, so it gives the this, and we can also give py. I just say py of 4. Okay, I just go and say py of 4. Yeah, and this looks let me just close this page. I keep on opening it. Let's just look at what we have here. Yep, so we have this. We have that. It doesn't look like it has a lot of like padding. Let's just try take padding of 4. Okay, so for py padding of 2 and then px padding of 4. I think that one will just work. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so that will just work properly. That one is really okay. Maybe you could just say maybe padding right. Okay, there is also specifying for only padding right. Just push it a little bit from this side. Yeah, that one just looks okay to me. And then these ones, they need to be just like buttons. Okay, these ones we just like dropping here. They are meant to be buttons, so just cut these and put them in buttons. So just say a button, then just put them here like that, so that they are so like they are much clickable. Sorry, just cut this also to button. Now you could also go ahead and put the button from, but we're just going to use a normal button. The last one is logout. Just put a button here and just put logout. Okay, so just see how this looks like. So now we have broken the flex. We can add the flex to this class name. Just add flex, items center, and space x of just like 2. Okay, let's just look at how this one looks like. Okay, maybe space is much. Okay, just copy this class name to all other buttons. Okay, just like that. Sorry, just copy this once again, put it here on this and onto this. Okay, we just see now. Okay, so we have this now, really looking nice. That's great. Okay, so this we have a heading. It actually doesn't have a heading, but we can just leave it like that, my account, and then as dashboard, edit profile, and logout. Okay, so the same thing, we have to do it on this. Okay, so we can also just get this, the same thing. Okay, we have this drop down menu, so just copy this and copy all of it. Let's go and drop this onto where we have this icons on top here, and this one is big, so I'm just going to, we have this sun icon, then after that is where we have the bear icon. So I'm just also going to drop all this here, then go to this bear icon, cut it. Okay, just cut that and just go to where we have the trigger, So where we have this button, you can just simply put this. Okay, so we have the trigger. Now if you just go and check, if I click on this button, I also have the same thing opening up. Okay, we have to customize now what we put here. So let's see what we have for this icon. We have these notifications. Okay, we have the notifications. So down here we can just say instead of my account, you can just have these notifications. Okay, and what just don't know if we could just get like a notification. What can we search? Let's first look at a notification, how it looks like. So we have a text. This one we can just make it by ourselves. Okay, we can just design this by ourselves. It has even this X. So just go ahead and we can just design this in a second. Okay, so first of all, where we have the item, this is where we will design it, where we have the item, and it can also remain a button. If you wanted, you can see it is clickable, sort of like it has a hover, but then it has this X and this. Just make it a div. So this is going to be a div, and then in this div we have two things. We have the icon. Actually, we can just leave this as an icon. Okay, we can just have an icon, and then we have an icon or an image. We could just actually just put an image. Since we have an image, let me just go and get the image from here. Just get this image. Get the image. A second, just get this image. Let me scroll up to where I have this menu. I'm just going to have this FX first of all, I think, which is this. What is it? What do I put the div? I can first remove this. Just remove this item, the first one. Okay. So where we have this div, this is a flex. So the first thing I'm just going to do, I will put in the image. So the image I'm putting in is this one. Then on this side here, in between, we have this another div. So in between here, we have another div, which is flex dot flex core. Okay, so this one has this text here, and then it has this also sort of like, yeah, just copy that. Okay, just have this here, a p tag. Okay, a p tag, just like that. And then down here, oh yeah, we also have flex, so you can also have flex. And then here we have AP saying out of stock, so like the big notification, new order or whatever. So stock out, just gonna say stock out. And then we have the date. Okay, so you can make the date just like that with even the time. So I just put a p tag here and I put the date, and then finally there is the X icon. Okay, so down here there is a button with the X, so you can just say call X from roasted React, which is actually the X for closing. Okay, so we have this tree. Let's go and see how this looks like. Okay, so this is how the notification looks like right now. That is like, it's already looking decent, I guess. The only thing I just want to is this stock out. That is why we have stock out. What is this? In one of these texts, I'm just going to make it red. Class name. Okay, just give class name. First of all, can I give px of maybe 2 and py of 1, bg red maybe 700, text white, and then you can just say rounded full. Let's see. Okay, so that looks okay. We could just say also the text. First of all, we could just give this flex items center space x maybe 2. Okay, just like that. Let's see. Okay, looking more nice. And then I could just like go ahead and reduce this one to text sm, and the padding y I can reduce it maybe to 1 to 0.5. There is 0.5, I guess. But yes, see. Okay, so we have this here. Let's compare with it with this one. We have a border down, okay, and some small padding, which is okay. So I'm just going to add this separator. I think we have somewhere a separator. Where is it? Do we have it in this one? We have a separator here. I'm just going to use a separator. Okay, so this one is the notification block. Down you can add a separator. I think you can just add it after the notification item itself, just like that. And let's see. Yeah, so it adds a line there, and then you can add the second notification. Just going to slightly increase the px of this red thing here. Let's say px3 for now. Okay, so that looks okay. We have a notification. Maybe you could just like add where we have this flex core, you could just have like space y of space y. So you could just have space y of 2 or 1. Let's see. Slightly add, that is too much. Just say 1. To add, just to add some small, like some small space. Yep, so this looks amazing. Just love it. Even the X. So now you can just go ahead and duplicate this item. So with this, we can remove this logout. Okay, and then this one you can just simply just go ahead and like that. Then you add another one just like that. So we'll have an array, of course, of notifications. This will be like an array, but right now this will work. So if you just click on this, I have this, then I click on this. Now you click on the icon, then you have that. I don't know what is that when you click. I think just this pushing this down here. Okay, so we have so far so good. Okay, the what is remaining is now the dark mode. So just implement the dark mode, and we see what we do next. So for the dark mode, I already have a documentation. To those ones who have watched the video, if you just go to my videos, you can look for a video for the dark mode. You can just say dark mode. Somewhere the video will show up. For the dark mode, if you have not implemented the dark mode, you can see the video is here. And in this video, after I created this video, actually I created this guide, of which you will find also in the description, but still you can go in this video. I think you will see the guide we'll be using in that video. You just try to follow the guide to implement the dark mode. So if you just go scroll down here, the step number 1, and this, by the way, this type of guides are the ones that we are going to have on the website. I think I've already closed it, but on the website, wait a second, I show you. Not this one. Just click on these more links. So if you just come here on these courses, okay, so if you see here, I plan to put resources and we have guides. So this is going to be having this kind of guides. The kinds of guides will be these ones, whereby you have something to achieve at the end of that guide. So in this case, enable dark mode. So the first step here, step 2, number 2. Step number 1 was installing Next, of which we have already installed. Step number 2 is enabling dark mode in the Tailwind config, and the only thing you simply add is this dark mode class. Okay, and this is copyable, by the way, so you can just simply copy this and just go to the modules and add dark mode class. Just going to go to Tailwind config. Okay, and then we have dark mode class. So this is what they put, and this was put by Shad. So we already have this dark mode enabled. So that is one thing. So the second thing, we'll just close this also, and then so close this and go back to this, where we are going back to our app. So we did the first thing is enabling the dark mode by putting just dark mode class. Step number 2, maybe 3. Step number 3, install the Next themes and React icons. We already use Lucid. You're not going to add React icons. You can use React icons though. I'm just going to install Next themes. So npm install Next themes. So down here, I'm just going to say, so just say Ctrl C, npm install Next themes. Okay, just like that. So install Next themes, and you can just quickly also go to Next themes. Okay, let me just go to Next themes. Okay, you can just go to Next theme, and we're going to use Next theme for the dark mode. Okay. Okay, so you have this, and just wait a second. I'm seeing this. What does chat say about it? Okay, I can see next UI and chat saying something. Let's just open them and I see what are they saying about the dark mode. Meanwhile, just also click on the next themes. Okay, if they have also a better documentation, we can also just see, and they can see adding dark mode to your next app, and they have here also a guide. Okay, very nice one actually. I just like this, so you can see install next themes, of which we are doing here. Okay, I guess this will still have some problems, and this is about the version of Next.js. It has nothing to do with next themes. Let's just wait for it to install, and then they create a theme provider. That's what you're going to do. Okay, so we're just going to create a theme provider later on. Let me just look at next themes. So next themes also have the same thing. The way it is doing it is really weird. It has like, we're still using next UI. Okay, they have the sort of step by step. I think it just like the same thing. You have the same switcher. Actually, just like exactly the same thing actually. Okay, exactly the same thing. We're just going to see here. I think this is exactly the same thing. We just do, you create a provider, and then you give it like these attributes, blah 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 blah. And the same thing I think for even this one, you have this provider, theme provider from here, and then like you are wrapping it around, and then you give it like the default, and then you give it the attribute. Okay, and yes, you just go in the same thing in the next theme documentation. They do exactly the same thing, and also in this documentation it will just do exactly the same thing. You can see here providing the provider, and of course you don't have to forget this. Okay, so I'm just going to create, if you just see here, I'm just giving you steps. Create the providers context, create a context folder in the root, create a file provider, like that, blah blah, like that. So I'm just going to go here, create a new folder. I'm just going to create context. Okay, and this context, this time I'm just going to put providers because we will have a lot of providers in the future. So I just put this and I call it providers. So whenever I just want to add a provider, instead we just come and drop it here. Okay, we just come and drop it here, and after creating this, I can just go ahead and drop in this one. Okay, you can just go ahead and drop in this, copy this, and you can just go ahead and just paste it here. So we have the provider. Of course, this is going to be a client component. We import the same provider from, I think this has finished installing. Okay, however much we have some sort of like issues here, but finally it installed it, added one package, blah blah. Okay, I'm just going to close this down. So just import this. You could just like use RFC. Okay, then you have the providers. In these providers we just have children. Okay, and then here we're just going to import the theme provider from next themes, just like that. And then of course down here you pass the children. you pass the children. Why did I pass here? Children. Okay, then even here, just pass in the children. Just like that, as simple as that. We are just having this as a provider, so we'll be wrapping around this. Every provider we have, we can wrap it around here, and then we will use it later on in our app. This is exactly the same thing. We have this then theme provider. Now it takes in this this class. If you see here, it takes in the attribute class, and then they save in the default. If you look at these, like these other guys, you see here default theme. So you can just take in these two things, next theme provider, and this is like let me just check from shard. Okay, you have the same provider, it takes in these two. Okay, and then we're not going to enable system. Okay, you can enable system and you even give it a default. You don't need to enable the system. I'm just going to copy these two, pass them here, attribute class, and this attribute class is the one which allows us to use this tailwind. We are trying to mean this. Okay, those days we used to use I think it used to have to use something else. If you just check the documentation, I've forgotten the name of it, but now you can install using this. We can just switch using the class. Okay, so where is it? The providers. So now we have attributes class, and the default theme, I just say dark. So just want the dark to be the default theme. Okay, so after just creating it, now we have to wrap it around. So just go ahead in the layout. Now you would ask which layout, but you're just going to use the layout for the entire app. So we could just have this app, and then in this app we have this, and then we have this, but then we have this layout here. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it around this one because this one is for the entire app. So you can just go here and wrap it around. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, just do, we just said providers. Okay, just like that, and then inside we pass in the children, cut this and then pass it here, as simple as that. So every time we have the providers, we'll be just coming and we add them into these providers. We can add as many providers here instead of just adding them all of them at once their side. Okay, so that is one step. You can see after creating this, step 5, you can now create a toggle button. Okay, you can just create this. Now I saw these guys, they have it exactly the way we have it here. Okay, you can just go and create this. Now we're going to have this button, which I'm just calling it a sim switcher or whatever you want. So this toggle button. Okay, I'm just going to create a component folder, then you can just create this sim switcher button. I'm just going to call it that. Copy this and just go to this components. You can just call it in the back office, whatever you just want, because we just use it everywhere. So I can just create it as just a component anyways, because this is going to work everywhere. So I'm just going to say sim switcher btn.jsx. So this one is going to be changing this theme, just like that. And I will just simply go here. I saw a nice code on this, is returning just like a button. Okay, we can just go here, just this is the code we need here. Okay, I'm just going to copy this, just copy this in here, just up to this point. Maybe just copy everything, just copy this and then go to our app. Okay, so the first thing is to make sure you're using use client. Now all these icons, we are going to use these icons from React. Icons, we are going to use the ones from Rusted. Okay, I'm just going to sort of save. So we just use only these two states, the theme and set theme. You can just like these ones come from actually from use theme. So this next themes comes when it is already handling the state, and it is this theme that is handling or that is keeping track of the theme. I can just console.log it right now, theme. This can give you the track like of which theme is mounted or is like right now working these two theme. And state theme is just like the way we would create our own state to manage it, but this one, it comes when it is they just created these two hook, this use theme hook, and it comes with only just already the function to change the theme and also the theme itself. So they saved us that work. And then another thing is we are going to see the purpose of this mounted, but literally what we just need to do is just control this button. Okay, so we have here just like this button, just never mind this, but here we just like having set theme. If the theme is dark, normally people get lost onto this. Let me just first put it full screen. People just always get the set theme is a function that is going to be changing the theme. Okay, now how is it changing it? It has to first check what is the available theme currently. If the theme is equal to dark, if this is true, okay, then it changes to light, else it changes to dark. That's how it is changing the theme. That's how it is able to change the theme. Okay, then here also the icon we show here, we have, for instance, the moon icon and the sun. I'm just going to get the sun icon from Rusted React, and also just going to get the moon icon. Okay, just go to the moon icon, also just like that. So if the theme is equal light, if this is true, you want to show the moon icon, because if you click the moon, you go into the dark mode, else you saw the sun. Okay, we're just going to see how that one is. Let's just actually just compare here. For instance, right now we are in the dark mode. Okay, so in the dark mode we saw the sun, because if you click the sun, it turns this into the light mode. If it is in the light mode, we show the moon icon, because if we click the moon icon, it turns this into the dark mode. So the same thing here, if the theme is light, we show the moon icon, else we show the sun icon. Okay, so after using that, following the guide here, we have already created the theme button. Of course, that is the same feature. We can now go and use it in our we can just go and use it. We have already wrapped the provider, and that's it. Okay, as simple as that. Let's first go and use this button. It is returning a button. Just go ahead and go to use this theme switcher btn, just like that. Copy this, and let's go to the navbar. So go to the backend, and then we just like having navbar. Where is the nav? So here we have the navbar, and where we have this icon for the changing the theme. Where is it? Button, bell, these are for notifications. We should have this one here. Okay, just add this. Sorry, just remove this, and I'm just going to add, import this. Okay, so we have it now. Let's see what is showing. Okay, just wait for a second, and it's showing something like this. So we don't want the background. Okay, you don't want the background, but this background actually just show you if it changes. Okay, let's just go to this sim switcher, and the background we are wrapping here, BG slate 200. We don't want the background, and even the dark mode here. Okay, actually just say here, let's first one thing that we have not done, I think. Okay, so just like this, one thing that we have not done, just a second, just go back up, scroll down. Okay, so the step 6, when we are using the button. Okay, then wrapping the application. So you can see here, when you wrap the application, you must give this this here. So this one, you can just go to the HTML, so you can see where I'm putting the provider. You have to go to this HTML and give it the class name on this HTML, just like this. Now you could just leave the color scheme right, but you're just going to go and get this class name, copy it, and just go on to our layout, this one, and then this one, HTML, put class name, and since we want dark mode, we can just say dark. Okay, let's just see now if this changes something. Refresh, and do we see anything here? Okay, we have this must be hydration errors, but just click. It's not changing, but it is changing to dark mode, I guess. We will have one thing, of course, we are just like changing, and you see if the dark mode changes. So let's just go to our layout, back office layout, where we have BG slate. So this, we're just going to say dark, prefix it with dark, and then I just say by default BG slate 50, just like that. And let's see if this changes something. Okay, so you can see we have this looking white. Click dark, guys, look at that. So we already have this working. Let's first remove this background thing going on this this button. We don't want any background on it. Okay, this was only putting what, this whole thing, we can just remove it. Okay, we can just remove all this whole thing. The only most important thing is the only click. Okay, let's just see. Okay, so now we're in the dark mode. We are showing the light icon. Click, just like that. Okay, this is great now. Okay, so one thing, of course, the icon, want it to look this color in the dark. Okay, so you could just say class name here, and you could just say dark. Okay, just say dark, and then you say text, maybe green 600. Okay, you could just like do something like this. So when it is just like in light mode right now, and if you just go back to dark, you see it changes the color. We might just like change this color later in time. We get our own colors we are going to work with, and to confirm the colors we're going to work with, I'm just going to look at the actual image food. They have their kind of like lime, so I think the colors are more of lime, Then green, if you just look in the logo here, it's just like more of lime, so you might just use lime. And in the tailwind colors, tailwind colors, let's just look at if we have like lime. Okay, so scroll down, we have green, and then we have this lime. Okay, just try like lime 600 and see. So lime, and we could just give these ones as classes, we customize them. Doesn't look really different though, like lime 500. Okay, I think that one is just more bright. Yeah, this one is like more bright. Okay, so just have like right now, the only thing you just need to do now is to make sure everywhere we have that one, the dark mode. If you just look at this is just like 100. Just go to this layout, instead of BG slate, just make this 100, and you just only work with this, like this is okay. Wherever you have the dark, you just simply have the vice versa. Just go to light mode. Okay, so I think that one is okay. That color looks okay. And then like this text here, you can see, so just go to this text. I think we would have made it a heading, but we did not. So on the dashboard, just go to the dashboard page, and then we have like this heading. Just go to this heading. We have this text slate 50 in the dark, and this is for only if it is dark. Okay, otherwise you could just need to give it text slate like 800. Okay, let's just see if this changes. So now just wait a second. Okay, so you can see now it is showing in this. If you go in dark, it is showing properly. In the light mode is switching the colors properly. Okay, so we can just go ahead and customize some parts. Okay, one thing though I just didn't explain so much is in this where is the theme switcher. Just minimize this, and you can just go to this. There is this thing they just have here for the mounted. This is to check if because we are having the provider. This one is on the client. Okay, so we're just always checking when this mounts this, when it loads this hook, it loads. When it is mounted, we set the set mounted true, otherwise we set it to false. Okay, this is because we don't want it when there is no state. When this one has not loaded, we don't want to be there not having anything on the screen, so we just use this one. Okay, I will also just leave some kind of notes onto this one, and I think I also explained it more on this video here. Okay, so moving on right now is just like to customize like the cards. You can select these cards literally in the light mode. They all have the background, so just go to this. That's why I brought it early, because if you bring it late, we'll have to rewrite all the components again to do them. It's so much. Okay, so we can just right now go onto the page. We're going to the large cards. For instance, what happens to the large cards? The large cards remain with their, they don't change actually. It is only the small cards that change. Okay, so just go back. I'm just going to click onto the small cards. Just go to the small card. So where we have the BG slate 700 in the dark mode, here we have BG slate. Okay, just simply just change, and only this is going to show up in the dark. Okay, so in the light we can just have bg slate maybe 50. Let's first see how that one looks like. Okay, so right now we are in the light. Okay, of course we change also the text. Okay, so here we'll have in the dark we have like text. In the dark we have text slate 50. This is dark in the dark, and then in unknown circumstances we can give it text slate 900, or in fact 800. Okay, let's just see that. Okay, you can see now order pending. Now for these background colors, let's see in the light. So they have this in the dark. Okay, so they also change the colors. We can just like also just look at that. For the dark, okay, for the icon we can just select the colors. Just go back to the dark. Okay, so for the icons we want to do vice versa. Where is the icon? Okay, so the icon, I think for the icons want to do vice versa. Just copy this. So for this icon I'm just going to paste this in the dark. So let's just go back. We just say like in the dark I just want the text to be white. In the dark text slate 50. I think that is it. I don't know why. Oh, in the light mode, in the light. So here in this is, I just want this one to be in the dark, and then this one to be the light. Okay, let's just go and see. So now if you just put dark mode, yeah, like I think they were having the same, they remain like white. Just like change this. Yeah, even the darker it should just be white. So you could just give it text white. Remove this dark. So even the dark, we could say in the dark still slate 50, just like that, so that we have the same color. Just see. Oh yeah. Okay, so that is great. Okay, so we have also this one. We just only need to change some few things on the charts. Just go back to the page, the charts, and then we can start with the weekly charts. So this weekly chart, and we can just go to this where we have BG slate. This one we're just going to say dark, and unknown circumstances in the light mode BG slate 100 maybe. Let's see how that one works. And then this text, we're just going to say text. So in the light is going to be text slate 800, and in the dark is going to be text slate like 50. Okay, let's just go and see. So we are in the light mode, this should change. Okay, yeah, you can see it has changed. And then we have this. Okay, one thing though, I just want the, maybe make it more white. Okay, just this one we could just go and make white. So that's like we just want to see the shadow. Let me see. Is it showing white? BG, not slate white, but BG white. And we need the shadow. Where is the shadow? I don't know, where did we put the shadow? It is rounded. Which one is rounded? This one. I could just also shadow just like XL. Okay, let's see. Okay, so yeah, so we have this right now white. Maybe we just give it slate 50. Actually, white is so much, slate 50. Okay, and I'm just going to copy this, just transform it to the other one. Okay, yep, so this is our chart. Okay, so what we want is also to change these ones in the dark and light mode, because this one looks nice, but then this one, unknown circumstances, want it to be looking great. I'm just going to go down here, and it must be this one where we have text gray. Let's just make it 700. Okay, let's just go and see that. This is on hover. I just don't want on hover. Text inline, border, transparent, hover text, and then how about text itself? Where is the text itself? Let's just see. So I'm just going to say text, text slate 800. Okay, let's just see. Okay, so you have this. So now the order, and then like this one has this. Okay, this is looking great. Let's do the same thing to this best selling charts. So this one we have to change, of course, the titles. What was the title here? Weekly sales. So this one has weekly sales. Where is the title? You can just say weekly sales. Okay, so weekly sales, and I just go and then change this one. Okay, you can just go to copy this whole thing, and then just go to this best selling products where we have the pie chart. Okay, and then down here you can just replace this here. Now the same thing for this text. We could just go to the weekly sales, copy the classes, and then just bring them here to the best selling products, just like that. So let's just check. So you can see here in the dark mode we have them still looking so pretty nice. Okay, just change to the dark mode, and then like having like dark. I just love this. And then I just go and see the header. So the header is white. The header looks like it is really white. Okay, and then the sidebar. So you could just go to the header, to the navbar. Just go to the nav. Where is the navbar? Components, back. Just navbar here. So the navbar on top here, we're just going to change a bit. So this is in the dark. and normal circumstances, we're also going to say bg white. Okay, and let's see what we have so far. So if we do that, we're in the dark. Let's put white, light mode. Let's wait for it to change. Okay, so our icons disappear. Some of them start with this icon here. So class name. Now our normal circumstance in the light, it is just green. Okay, so I'm just going to say text. Just line 700. Okay, and this one, we just want this one to show up only in the light, and then dark. Okay, in the dark, what do we need this one to look like? So in the dark mode, it's just like maintaining the same color actually. So like dark, let's just say text line 500. Okay, let's just see. So you see right now it looks like that. We have to the dark mode. Let's copy the same classes, we take them to our dark mode. In the sim switcher, just here, go down here where we have this, but as if we had it figured it out, like in the text line and then in the dark, like that. Let's see. Okay, so we have this. So now it can switch really nicely. Just love it. Okay, so for this, also this icon, let's just go to this, still in the navbar, and where we have the notifications. So this, it has this text white, bg transparent. I'm just interested in this bell icon. I could just give it the same thing, text line, just like that. If we change, yep, so that one just works fine. The only problem comes when we click, and we have these ones having already dark mode support. Let's put in light. Yeah, so they have already dark mode support since we just use them from. They are enforcing the dark mode. Let's look at this also. Let's say put in dark mode. Yep, so they're also enforcing dark mode already since they came from shard. So far so good. I love this. Okay, just you can just switch to, they just work onto this also. You see that in the light mode also, this one has the same background like the navbar. Okay, they just go and do that in the sidebar. So sidebar, we can just say bg slate, this only in the dark, and then in the light mode, so in the light we can just say bg white. Okay, now we have to look at also the text. Did we give text somewhere? Text slate, this one should be in the dark, and then in the light mode it should be like text slate 800. Okay, let's just go and see now. Okay, so in the dark, just switch back to the light, and you can see the this and this, they are the same. Okay, maybe we could just like make one slate 50 to put just like a slight difference. Maybe let me just make this one like maybe text slate 50, just like that, bg slate 50, to just put like a slight difference. Do we really need that? let's just maintain it to white. Okay, just maintain it to white. Okay, that's great. And you can just give it also some sort of a shadow. I don't know if it has some shadow. Okay, we just give it shadow MD, just a really minimal, a minimal one, just slightly, I guess, like that. And then even the header if you want it, but that one just going to work out. So right now we have the table. By the way, we have not checked for the table. We have where we have recent orders. Let's first go and fix that. Where we have recent orders in the table. Sorry, just go to this custom, like custom thing here. Where's the title? First of all, I'll just go to this, copy this title, text, everything, just bring it here. Just name it to this, recent orders. Okay. And one thing we have to move it is, it is sort of like misguided. We can give this one a margin top of 8. Okay, yep. And we could also give it specifically this one, we could just give it a px of maybe 4 to push it a little bit inside. Okay, just go and dark mode and we see, so the table is already working in the dark mode, looking super fine. Okay, so it has even this hover thing going on, and of course even this. Now the only thing you just have to work on is this active in the dark mode. So just go to this table and then let's act on the active in the dark mode. So we have down here, this is the active where we have this. So in the dark, okay, in the dark we just need to have still the same thing, I guess. Okay, I can just say dark, maybe still just like line. Okay, let's just try 400, like more shining. Okay, then the text, let's first look at that in the dark mode. Did we just simply change the border? Over dark bg, just say here to line, and just have like this one as 600, 500. Let's just see, just like it is just like that. Then the text is slate 900. They just see. Okay, so I don't know if this looks nice. Just maintain with maybe blue. I want just to move with this whole green color, and I don't know if that makes sense. Just make this one to be maybe 600. Just for see how 600 looks like. And maybe we just leave the text as dark text. Do we need really to make it the dark? Let me just see how this one looks like. So you could just have white. You just have like white, the just a dark here, just going to be slate, 100. Okay, bg slate, the same thing here, slate. The slate also just like maybe 200. Okay, then the dark text is going to be slate, maybe 800. Then the dark hover, then dark hover bg, then the darks. So the dark hover just need to be slate, and then maybe you just like 300. Let's just look at that now, and just like it looks like much better. Yeah, so like here now we have like it is really much better. Okay, though I might just like increase this to 300 and then this one to 400. I wonder how that one would look like. Yep, so you could just have that for the active, just have it like that. And then like this hover thing, we could still see text. Okay, now when it is already active, we just can remove the hover. So in the active, we can just remove this dark hover on the text. Sorry, I just remove this this hover here. Okay, just now let's see. This, there is no much thing going on if you just hover, but you can see here it is changing nicely. Okay, just go back to light mode. Yeah, so like this is really pretty fine. Okay, if you just think about it, everything is I'm happy with it. Okay, so now the next thing I think we're just going to work on in the next episode is making this whole thing responsive and starting on working on now most important things. But right now I'm happy the fact that we can just do this easily. Okay, like the app is getting into shape. So if you just like this, you're liking this, guys, thanks for watching, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe so that we can keep making more content. Okay, if you have any questions, I'm just going to fix my Discord. Guys just complain that the Discord link is not working, and it is true. I'm just going to fix it, and I will just link the working one in the description. But meanwhile, you can also reach me on WhatsApp. We can just. Okay, thank you so much. See you in the next episode.